Hello, hello, hello. Excuse me. Let me take a sip of tea. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Fancy Fancy, Bunny Rose, Tara Lovett, Caroline, Lydia Washington. Oh, Lydia was here first. Thank you so much for being here first. Well, you guys, for some very important reasons, I have to lay off the coffee. Um, so I'm drinking tea. I'm drinking tea just in time for the as ever. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. With love? No, as ever. Yeah. So I'm drinking more tea now, and black tea because I desperately want the caffeine. Okay. Um, well, how did you guys do today? I managed to get the white chocolate bar. I am not happy. I'm glad to have it, and I could have gotten two, but I said, you know what? I'm just going to get one because I really wanted the milk chocolate. Also, I would have definitely have gotten. I just wanted one of each. Those candy bars went so fast. Oh, you have no idea. I mean, they went lickety split, poof, and they were gone. Now, if the Duchess of Sussex would have given us a time, I would have been sitting there waiting. But it was like, uh-oh. And I ran to my computer and it was too late. I desperately wanted the chocolate bar and I wanted one of each. I really did. But anyway, I don't think it was a very large volume of products and they went super fast. And if she would have given us a time, it probably would have crashed the website. I'm pretty certain that it would have crashed the website because the Sussex squad moves fast. But who doesn't like chocolate? Oh, chocolate. So I'm gonna deal with the one that I have. I'm sure it is going to be delicious. From what I see, they partnered with a gourmet chocolate company to create these products. And just like anything else, we downplay the involvement of a celebrity or uh, public image. I'm sorry, public person who has product lines, but the final decision really goes to that individual. And there's no way that you're building a factory to sell your products. There are contractors out there who do an amazing job. And just like with the tea, just like with the candles, and certainly with the wine, there were vineyards involved. So the thing is, we trust the Duchess of Sussex for the very finest ingredients. Now, I am going to give a big plug to the candles. I have a very sensitive constitution when it comes to having particle matters emitted um, into my home. Particle matter all over, like dust or dander, that kind of stuff. Well, um, there are some candles that really set off my allergies, and then there are some that do not. And both of these candles are superb. The wedding candle, which is my favorite, I think it actually helps my sinuses. I really do. There's just like, I walk through the house and I'm just like, that is amazing. That is amazing. It's rare that I burn a candle every day. Well, I have been doing that. And not only because of as ever, but also I acquired a couple of candles from Saks Fifth Avenue, like some really nice candles. And I had a voucher that I needed to use. They call it a voucher? Well, anyway, I had something to use that I either use it or lose it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go candles. And that was a great investment. That was a great investment. They both are great. And well, if you ask me which one do I burn every day, as ever, in particular the wedding candle. So it's nice to have a little warmth like that in the home, right? Something that I have located in a well ventilated area with nothing else around it. And anyway, I'm happy. I'm happy. It makes me feel good. I feel like I'm taking care of myself. So, uh, wise words. Thank you so much for 11 months of membership. Thank you very much for 11 months of membership. I really, really, really appreciate that. Okay. Sandra. How are you, Sandra? Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Kathy G. Miss Viv. Hey, Miss Viv. Mary H. Joan Garcia. Antoinette Kennedy is here. Very cool. All right, let's move on. By the way, I don't think we'll be here more than an hour. And look at that. The candy is so good. You got Harry over there helping manufacture it. You have our Jennifer Lewis, the Black Mother of Hollywood. She just can't keep her legs down. No matter what people say, no matter how many whispering campaigns, I don't know that anyone has ever flung their legs up higher and more expressive than Jennifer Lewis. Yeah, nobody. No one can do it like her. Okay. Hazel Jones, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Um, the great thing about the candy is if you push them together, guess what? It creates a single pattern. Yes, there's a single pattern that comes from pushing the candy bars together. That's the other reason why I wanted all three so I could push them together and then tear them apart. But yeah, that would have been cool. But yeah, if you buy all three, you can actually create that pattern. Now, I removed the seams so that it kind of looks like wallpaper, but that is what you get when you push them all together. Pretty cool, huh? I knew you'd be impressed. And again, I have to say the show was a big hit, top 10 all over. I Oh, well, you know what? I'll get to that later. I wanted to clarify something. But yeah, take a look. So Meghan Sussex unveils limited edition as ever. And what is it? Compart or whatever, chocolate trio in time for holiday gifting. I think that Compartes or Compartes, I believe that's the company that they partner with to manufacture them. Thanks for for freeing our faves from their gilded cage. Look what all the fun we would have missed. Well, thank you so much for being here, Joseph Berno. I'm glad you're here tonight. Subeda, thank you for being here. So there is a video where Meghan is in the factory, and I'm going to show you that right now. Oh, is that it? I think that's it right there. Okay, let's give this one a try. Right on. There you go. There you go. Now, per copyright, I had to, do something with the music because otherwise I'd been in a heap of trouble. So I swapped the music, but I don't think it takes anything away from it. Although I have to say, Meghan always finds the most amazing music. Her taste in music is quite impressive. I would say that she has an old soul. Yeah, because some of that music was older than her mama, and she plays that music in her videos and stuff like she was there when them songs came out. So I am super, super impressed. Okay. And then there's a nice stack of them. Now, yesterday, when I posted this image, I had no idea that those were candy bars. I don't know if I missed something or what, but now when I look at those again, I'm like, yeah, that was the candy bars. You could even see the patterns, right? You can see the pattern. I thought that was some of that cloth wrapping that she uses, but no, that is the actual candy bars. I tell you, I'm a little slow, but worth waiting for. And then there was this moment. Unfortunately, I cannot play it for you, but the artificial snow that they sprinkled on the stage apparently had a little bit of a slide to it. So Harry and Stephen, they were kind of spinning each other around on the make believe snow, which was really cute. It's only a few seconds long, but that also happened yesterday. I still cannot believe yesterday happened. It was so, uh, it was a big surprise. It was a huge surprise. All of a sudden, Meghan is posting something on her Instagram, and it's like, is that AI? Nah, I think it's got to be real. I mean, Meghan posted this, so it's got to be real. And then later on, we find out, yes, Prince Harry is going to be on Stephen Colbert, and it was awesome. I don't think this was better than the first visit, mostly because he had more time, and but the audience was no less excited for Harry. And there was some of those wacky, weirdo Rhoda people that were trying to say that Harry's joke about Trump was greeted with boos, but they were booing Trump. They were not booing Harry. Trump's popularity right now is about 36%, which is in the toilet. That is the worst job performance of any president ever. So, yeah, you just you can't find any president that's been lower. So I have great confidence that they were not booing Harry. John Garcia says, "Hi, Baron. I watched you last night, and someone said As Ever Chocolate was live, so I quickly got one of each flavor. By the way, Harry is a real comedian." Well, thank you so much for the super super chat. You mean to tell me it was available last night? Oh, I am just devastated. I am just devastated. Um, I suppose they'll come back, but I, uh, I'm not as upset as I was the first time when I had all that stuff in the basket and lost it, each and every piece of it. I'm not that upset, but I'm just like, how could this have happened? Anyway, thank you so much for your comment and enjoy your chocolates. Okay. Oh yeah, this was from yesterday. Don't really need that. And also, this was from the first time when Harry was on. Do you remember when they were chatting and then I believe it was Stephen Colbert had said something that sounded very psychoanalytic or something to that effect. Or was it Harry who said something interesting? And Stephen's like, "Do you want to go with that?" And next thing you know, they were doing some very progressive, like, um, was it? Would you call it meditating or something? But cleansing one another's aura. I don't know what to call it, but it was so amazing. He and Stephen Colbert, they really bring out. Well, should I say, Stephen Colbert really brings out Harry's personality. I mean, we all know it's there, but to have it showcased like this. Also, I don't want anyone to overlook something very important about that first visit to Stephen Colbert, something that fills me with pride. Let me see. Um, Wait for it. I got to show you. Not a big deal, but I want to show it to you. There it is. Prince Harry draws largest audience for the Late Show with Stephen Colbert in more than 2 years. Now, that was the first visit to Stephen Colbert. It was a 2-year high for viewers on the Late Show. This is why I say they could not possibly have an idea how big the Sussex squad actually is. They have no idea. Because when we move in the direction of the Sussexes, when we move with purpose for the Sussexes, incredible things happen. Whether it's a charity, whether it's views, or you name it, the Sussex squad moves mountains. And I heard some of those wacky, crazy people saying, "Oh, I don't know why Harry and Meghan do not denounce those people. They're so vile and vicious." And um, I believe that most people in the Sussex squad have a very measured approach, and that we are definitely more considerate, more careful than, yeah, we're a great deal more careful than those derangers, because derangers routinely manipulate images. They post blatant lies and such. Very different experience. And the fact that most of their content creators cannot get along with each other also speaks volumes. So there's just no comparison. So, because of everything that we are, that you are, that the next person has been, I say we all deserve our flowers. Okay. All right. So right there it says, from someone who was in the audience at the Ed Sullivan Theater, Prince Harry and Colbert truly landed that skit. The laughs just kept coming. And down there it says, I was actually there. I had no clue that Prince Harry was going to come out and do that. We were told Michael Shannon and Jesse Buckley. The audience went crazy. Let me tell you, it was a fantastic skit, so funny. And we were all shocked at the acting chops our Prince Harry had. Let me see, laugh out loud. It was a great show. Wow. Yeah. Um, he did that. He really did that. Now, I wasn't sure where the lip sync, where they were both facing each other at the desk. I wasn't sure where that came from, but apparently that was Allison Hammond, who, and I wish I could show you that, but again, I don't think it's a good idea. Allison Hammond was on the Bake Off show or something like that. And apparently there was a misunderstanding. Now, I told you guys a long time ago, I had one of those confusing situations myself. And when I saw that, I'm just like, no, this was not rehearsed. She actually, well, they both were not understanding each other. And I, I guess I'll go ahead and bore you with my story. Mine had to do with a friend of mine that was visiting from London, but he was a native Parisian. And he was like, I want to make you some crepes, but I don't think you have the right pan. And I'm just like, well, I got that pot off up in there on the stove. You know, I'm sounding just as country as could be. I got that pot off up in there on the stove. He said, I don't think that's going to work out. And so later on, after touring around the city, I said, we probably need to go to the grocery store. And he's like, for what? I said, well, if you're going to make some crabs, you're probably going to have to get there before the fish counter closed. And he was like, the fish counter? I said, yeah. I said, you said you're going to make crabs, right? He said, yeah. I said, well, you need to get the crabs. Anyway, it took a minute before he realized that I was saying crabs and he was saying crepes. And of course, when we figured it out, um, we were both on the train screaming. You could hear us all over the car. And just when there was a lull in the laughing, one of us would start laughing again. It was, it reminded me of like one of those British comedies with the big misunderstanding. So yeah, I understand how something like that can happen. Okay, I'm gonna try to see if I can play that sound for you. Let me see if I can play the sound from yesterday. It's not very long. All right, let me see. That was today. This is yesterday. Yeah. You know, I noticed that the tabloid media is not spending a lot of time talking about that state dinner. It's like they want that state dinner to just go away. Okay, so oh no, I'm having some microphone issues. You know what? Okay, you guys, if it's not one thing, it's another. Let me go ahead and check something. Oh, this is going to get on my nerves and I don't know how to fix it. All right. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, this is going to get on my nerves and I don't know how to fix it. Suddenly, my phone microphone takes precedence over my built-in microphone and apparently this god awfully expensive Shure microphone. And I don't know why that's happening all of a sudden. I have gone through the whole um toolbox or whatever you call that to try to disconnect my phone from the computer. I never ask for my phone to connect with the computer. That is just something that Apple did when they did one of those, you know, programming things. I'm going to try it again tonight. I do not need my phone connected to the PC. It causes nothing but confusion. So anyway, I don't want to play it now. Um, yeah, okay, but I'm. Let me see. I hope you guys can hear me. Let me check. Okay, you can hear me. Great. Yeah. So again, it is a technical thing. Sometimes they fix things that are not broken when they do the updates, and connecting my phone to the PC is one of those unfortunate things. And it has been working my nerves. I'll just say it's been working my nerves, and I cannot figure out how to disconnect it. But I'm going to keep doing it until I finally break the shackle of my phone connected to my computer. But it's the weirdest thing. All of a sudden, like if I try to search for something and I push the little microphone on the computer, the microphone on the phone kicks in. It lights up, and then I have to manually disconnect it. Not sometime, every time. So, but don't worry, I will figure this out. I am persistent and I will figure this out. But it has been a nuisance. A nuisance. Okay, moving on. Thank you for letting me vent about that because it has been working my last, and I do mean my last nerve. Yeah, so that's the guy right there that, along with Allison, had that very comical exchange where he was trying to say bake, and I think she thought he was saying beg. You want me to beg for you? If you were king for a day, what would you have me do? I'd ask you to bake for me. What? Beg for me. Yeah, that is confusing. But it's just his accent, which is adorable. So we won't knock him for it. And of course, there's Harry. I guess doing the body language of Allison. Do you guys know that Allison's phone blew up early this morning? She said she looked at her phone and she could not understand what was happening. Now that I've never had that happen to me before, but it must be incredible when it does happen. She looks at her phone. Her phone is full of messages and such because of Harry using the audio from that exchange that she had with the guy that bakes. So that was a lot of fun. You can see right there the baking Buddha says, "I never did think my mispronunciation would have such impact." So I believe that comes directly from him. Okay. Yeah, this is just more of the banter that they had with one another. Now, leave it to the Daily Fail. Within about an hour, it was Harry the Clown Prince, Harry roast Trump. I think that one came first. And of course, they found a photo of Trump. Trump was actually sitting at the cabinet table, the cabinet room table, kind of like, meeting with the ministers for like the prime minister. He was meeting with his ministers, but in this case, the secretary of the various departments. And he was dozing off. So this is why he looks rather shadowy and menacing, because he was actually sitting there falling asleep. He did fall asleep. And so they make it seem as though this is when someone whispered in his ear, um, hey, you, I can't say the other word. Hey, you, did you hear Harry making fun of you? Trust me when I say this. I know some of you guys are probably a little nervous that Trump is going to have some big retaliation or something like that. Don't worry about it. If anything, Trump was flattered by it. One thing that you got to know about Trump is he prefers that you talk about him. He's glad that people talk about him. Um, that being said, he doesn't like to be the butt of a joke, but that one was rather mild. It was not so personal, but it did speak of political aspirations. And, well, we'll see what happens in 2028. But I don't think it was all that. And of course, the Prince of Cringe. The Prince of Cringe. And all along, while they are changing these headlines, Fast and Furious changing headlines, they are cranking out one story after the next. Harry roast Trump. So, yeah, anyway, not a big deal, you guys. I think Trump will probably think it's amusing. There was no word from the White House. But I tell you, if it does become a thing, what will happen is someone in the press corps, someone, from one of the right wing tabloid news, they will say, "Oh, Mr. President, such and such and such and such." I guarantee you, he's already forgotten about it if it was mentioned to him in the first place. Hmm. Oh, okay. Let me see here. Well, Raven, that's what they're saying. He looks like hell. Yeah, he looks like hell. He really does. All right, so this kind of caught me off guard. Apparently, you know how sometimes they exaggerate. No, this looks like exactly what it is. It looks like something I don't think I've ever seen before. I don't know that I've ever seen Camilla, Godzilla, the queen consort. I don't know that I've ever seen her embrace not just one, but two of them at the same time. First, she goes in after a whisper with Willie, and then it was over to Kate. Now, I thought they were feuding with each other, but um, they may be acting for the cameras. You don't know. Um, yeah, it is what it is. They seem to be very chummy. Yeah, they seem to be very chummy. So, not sure what this means because both houses of Windsor, of the Left Behind royals, they have been at war with one another. I mean, serious war with each other, contradicting statements from one house to the next. And now all of a sudden, it's like a big love fest. Now, I don't know that I saw any like connection between Charles and William, but this did happen. So, you know, good for them. Good for them. Maybe if they get along better, they'll leave Harry and Meghan alone. That's all I really care about. Yeah, I was expecting something more like this. Those cold stares, the very steely glance. That's what I was expecting. But this happened. I bet her breath stank. Cut price royal rents backlash. Well, as you know, I always get a kick out of these big blaring headlines from the Daily Fail. I just did not suspect I would see something as big as this about those two. But um, they claim that Will and Kate are paying market rate, but it appears as though they have gotten some type of sweetheart deal. Never mind what they said. That does not matter. It's what's actually on paper that matters. So I'm sure it is not what the average person would pay. I bet you it's not like that. But they have created a huge inconvenience for that community. Two families had to be evicted, and that's a lot to go through when the two people that are supposed to be the next king and queen, you're not sure which one actually lives there and which one does not. It is considered likely that William is living over at Windsor, allegedly, and Kate and the kids are over in the Forest Lodge. I don't know, but that was my guess as well. Oh, you think so? Well, you know what? After that last thing that happened with Camilla and Kate, remember when Camilla kind of ran her away? Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why she wanted to make it such a point to, you know, appear as in solidarity with her. I'm trying to find that picture. Oh, that's it right there. The one on the right. That was when Camilla told her to scram, and that was during the Trump state visit. So maybe, just maybe, this was all orchestrated to prove to the world that they're on speaking terms again, that everything is okay. And maybe that is why Kate Middleton emerged from the vault wearing that huge tiara, that rounded tiara that she had on. Maybe that was part of kissing and making up. Like, here, just go and get whatever you want instead of, being a gatekeeper with the family jewels. Maybe as a way to make up with Kate, they decided to just throw the vault open and let her pick whatever she want. And of course, she came out with that big thing she had on yesterday. Okay, okay. Oh, this is what I was trying to do, and I need to do that. There we go. All right. So, did I play this one before? Oh no, Nina Miskow. Okay, I have not played this. Nina, of course, is usually Team Harry and Meghan. Um, I hope I saved it. I don't even know if I saved it or not. I'm starting to doubt myself. I hope not. I mean, I hope I did save it. Hmm. Oh yeah, this is it.
She is. No, she is not. Cynical exploiter of her. She is not. She is not. The thing is, has become a lifestyle guru, if you like, which is the most risible of occupations. If you look at Gwyneth Paltrow, she gets the same. She gets the same sort of brickbats, and because people think, well, who are you to tell me how to, make jam or wrap fudge, or whatever. But fair enough. And if people, there are other people who want to see that, who want to,
but they don't.
But they do.
Ratings are awful. Spotify had to cancel their podcast halfway through because nobody was listening to it. Well, she's a car crash every single time. I don't think she is a car crash. I think she's a genuine, much maligned woman.
She's certainly much maligned.
So in what sense is she genuine? A genuine what? A genuine.
She's genuinely much maligned.
Genuinely enjoys decorating
yes, she does.
Filo pastry.
Yes, she does. I mean, there are, you made it understand that I think mostly women enjoy that sort of stuff. And there was Martha Stewart, for heaven's sake. It's very much an American thing. We don't have it here.
Just slightly drag it back to the matter at hand, which is her desperately ill father.
Yeah.
So we played a clip earlier on, but I mean, in the latest offering from Meghan Markle on Netflix, she talks a lot about family, right, and her importance of family and all of this stuff. Well, obviously we hope that he does make a full recovery, but if as the Daily Mail's world exclusive from his son is suggesting, which is that he is in pretty dire straits, now would be the time for reconciliation, wouldn't it?
What do I have to say? I hope he gets better. I hope they kiss and make up. Other than that, Patrick, I'm totally out of ammo on this one. I mean, obviously wish him well. Hope they kiss and make.
Okay. There's actually another one out there that I'm not going to share that one. But same scenario. You got 3 against 1. And the other one had Carol Malone. And Carol Malone, by the way, everyone, and just in case you didn't know this, it is all hands on deck to build this case to have Meghan go and see her father, just so you know, which makes me very suspicious of the timing of whatever this is. It seems like with the time difference, it seems to me like they were a little late off the blocks, if you will. If this is something orchestrated, if this whole thing is made up, and I have no reason to feel bad for saying that, seeing the way Thomas Markle has operated in the past, where he makes up things. I just say the timing is very interesting. You could not, if you tried, you could not think of any other timing that would have been more interesting than waiting until the last of the Netflix series that we know of, known as With Love, the very last episode, and then all of a sudden he's in hospital, he's in dire straits, and also we don't know what was going on in the household before the alleged trip to the hospital. But these are the same kind of people that tried to paint this picture of him being stuck in a high-rise building. Also, the even on the day of the wedding, very conveniently, when something big happens, Thomas Markle's health always takes a nosedive. If he is going to have ill health, it always coincides with something big for Meghan. And then the whole world goes on a vigil. And when I say the world, I really mean the world of the tabloid media. They go on a vigil to, see what's going to happen. Nobody mentions that a reporter from the Daily Mail, a senior editor, reporter, whatever she is, that there is a live-in nosy tabloid media writer at his address in his apartment. So the way things looked last time, we were to believe that Carolyn Graham had went to go and visit Thomas, and that's when the earthquake struck, and that she would, that she was on her way back out again. But just so happens at another milestone in his pathetic life, she just happens to be there when he has a blood clot or a heart attack or whatever it was. A lot of this is highly suspicious. Highly suspicious. You just couldn't make it up. And so there's all these people lecturing Meghan before it's too late. Before it's too late. I made up with my father. And so on and so on and so on. By the way, I want to bring a little clarity to something that I heard earlier. Earlier today on another podcast, it was assumed that it was said that Sarah Vine had actually watched With Love Meghan before she made her comments. She did not watch it. That came out over 24 hours before. I just want to make sure that we all know this. Not to disagree with anybody, but I just want to make sure that that is understood. Because she said so much, one would believe that she actually watched the program. She did not. Everything that Sarah Vine said was based upon the previews, the trailer. She had not seen it yet. I know she had not seen it yet. No one in the establishment over there in the tabloid media had seen With Love Meghan. So for sure, I know that Sarah Vine did not see it. But from the nasty negative things that she said, you certainly would not look bad if you said, oh, and she saw it and she said that, no, she didn't see it. I know she didn't. The timeline does not fit. She did not see it. She's just mean, evil, and like everyone else there, she has one job, and that is to derail Meghan's show no matter what. And now the new thing is every middle-aged woman who writes for the tabloid media who just happens to have confidence issues, they don't like their bodies, they're divorced, they all have the same background. They all have the same background, and they pretend like they're feminists when they're actually gatekeepers. So, yeah, that describes a lot of them. They all run in the same pack together, I'm afraid. Okay, so Lex has a comment. Let me find that really fast here. Lex says, Thomas Markle has been to the hospital 3, 4, 5 times in dire need. Remember, he went to a LA hospital and was photographed outside when living in Mexico. Girl, bye. Exactly. This is his MO. He always has some type of medical emergency. If he's going to have one, by the way, thank you for the super chat. If he's going to have a medical emergency, it has to coincide with a big milestone moment for Meghan. And then they will spend the next few days. But what was interesting was the one guy, I forget the show. I didn't save it because it was just too much negativity and they were all trying to discredit what he was saying. But he said, we've talked about this. This is what he told Carol Malone. He said, we've talked about this away from the cameras. He said, I still feel the same way. We don't know what happens in other people's homes. We don't know the whole story. We don't know the background. We don't know the experience. And so, in other words, what he's saying is that Meghan may be perfectly justified, very well justified, to stay away from the toxic relationship with her father. I mean, it's frustrating, you guys. It really is. It is frustrating. We go through this same exercise every time where they pretend like Thomas Markle has been in touch with his other grandkids. They pretend as though Meghan is the only person in the world who's taken a big step away from their family. They pretend like Meghan and her mother, Doria, have no possible means to speak to any other family members. And we know that's not true. If there were any relations between the Raglins in Montecito and the Raglins wherever they are, we would not hear about it, because if they made the mistake of marching them past a camera, then those people will be targeted by the tabloids. When Harry and Meghan were in New York and they suffered from that car chase, they did not want to take the media home with them. If they were staying at a hotel, fine. But they were not at a hotel. They were obviously at a townhouse for someone, a guest of someone who respects them and they respect her. What would it look like if you brought a bunch of blacked out SUVs to someone else's house? It's a lot of common sense stuff, a lot of obvious things, and even factual things that we know the tabloid media, so-called reporters, journalists, we know they know everything. There's nothing that I'm saying that they don't know, but they have to pretend otherwise because they are paid to make the case, to close the case, to prosecute. They are paid prosecutors. And they will not miss an opportunity to try and hurt, embarrass, or savage the Sussexes. They just will not do that. There's no humanity there. There's no such thing as humanity. So it is. What did I say last Monday? I said it's going to be a very bumpy week. Didn't I say that? It's going to be tough. Actually, was it this Monday or was it the last Monday? But I felt like there was something coming to the countdown for As Ever or With Love. And so here we are, I guess a week and a couple of days later, and it is still churning. It is still churning. It's still in the eye of the hurricane. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know of anyone who has a father that would be as evil as Thomas Markle. I don't know anyone who has a father that evil. And I mean, I've known some horrible parents, but the amount of movement on his part, I knew he was bad luck. I knew he was a jinx. I knew he was trouble the first time I saw his picture. And when they said that Harry had not met him and that he was living down in Mexico, which, by the way, there's nothing wrong with living in Mexico. But I just added all of that up and I'm like, oh my God, I don't want him to walk her down the aisle. Anybody, please, not him. Because he just had loser. He had loser written all over him. A real negative aura. A cloud. A feeling of foreboding. Everything was just bad about him. His whole aura was horrible. Like if you looked up and you saw him moving in next door, oh, I even hate to think about it. Ugh. Ugh. And that's a father. God help her. So anyway, that's Nina Miskow, and she is usually Team Sussex. I think it was something weird she said one day. I don't remember what it was, but for the most part, she's Team Sussex. So there's Carol Malone. The other show that I told you about where the guy said that he was not going to judge Meghan for not seeing her father. And Carol Malone was not satisfied. She was not satisfied to let that be the last word. So she started listing the things that Meghan owes her father. As a matter of fact, she even said that her father raised her while Doria was in jail. To the likes of which the other people on the panel were absolutely stunned. They said, in jail? When did she go to jail? She said, well, if you want the date and the time, and I don't really have that, but yeah, she's been to jail before. I just about sunk in my chair. This is the same Carol Malone who said that Charles does not have cancer. You would think that after the Charles does not have cancer, that they would have taken this fossil and all of the thinning hair that she has left. You would think that they would have taken her off the television. But she is more useful to the institution. She is more useful to the Royal Rota and such that they invite her back on the television again. That sheet of paper, it says Dorian Raglan, not Doria. And they keep doing this. It says Dorian, not Doria. But here's some good news. The Duchess of Sussex is in the top 10 all over. And I do mean all over. Our Duchess is in the top 10. This is Hungary. Even in the nation, or is it Republic of Hungary, she is number one. Well, in the top 10. Check that one out. Top 10 TV shows in Canada today. Number 5, With Love, Meghan. And so there you go. In Canada, 5. Estonia, 5. Ireland, 5. Cyprus, 7. Lithuania, 7. Luxembourg, 7. Trinidad, Tobago, 7. United Arab Emirates, 8. United Kingdom, 8. I think it was 5 yesterday. Hungary, 8. Malta, 8. Romania, 8. Slovakia, 8. Slovenia, 8. Switzerland, 8. Australia, 9. Croatia, 9. Latvia, 9. South Africa, 9. Bulgaria, 10. Mauritius, 10. And lastly, Sri Lanka, 10. And now, if you want to add all of that up, you know what you get? Success. That's what you get from that. Success. We're in the top 10. And remember, there is usually some 7,000 programs at any given time on Netflix. 7,000 television shows and movies and miniseries and documentaries and comedies and cartoons. 7,000 that you can be in a top 10 or even the top 100. That is a lot all on its own. So our Duchess is doing extremely well. Now, how long will the Duchess be in the top 10? If the past performance is of any help, maybe the week, but it is a Christmas thing, so I think it's going to go up and down a bit for the next couple days. Mostly trending in a certain direction that is inevitable because, well, there's other things coming out for Christmas. So there's going to be a lot of programs out there vying for attention. I can tell you one right now that I'm waiting for, and that's Emily in Paris, which I'm not sure. Does that premiere this weekend? But yeah, when Emily in Paris comes out, that's going to be a big one on the calendar. So yeah, I'm just saying. For the moment, we're in the top 10, and we're going to stay with that. Yeah, but I can't wait to see Emily. Emily in Paris. Which she's going to be in Rome next time. Yes, season 4 coming soon. Okay. Yeah, so there you have it. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Okay, so again, if you shove those candy bars together, you get that beautiful pattern. See that? I took all of the lettering off of the one I showed you earlier so that it looked more like wallpaper. Connie Bomber! Hey, Connie Bomber. So that is the dark chocolate with peppermint, with bits of peppermint. I bet you that is divine. And then that is the white chocolate. That's the one that I purchased. And that one has flour sprinkles, hemp hearts, and white chocolate. I cannot wait. And this is the one that I could not get either. I only have two of them. I mean, one of them. I couldn't get the other two. And this is shortbread cookie with bee pollen and milk chocolate. Oh, don't turn the water on me. Just let me burn. Okay. Do not turn the water on me. Just let me burn. That's one of those old colorful colloquiums that they used to say back in the day. Don't turn the water on me. Just let me burn. Okay. Doesn't that look good? I mean, I could just imagine that sweet, milky, smooth, velvety chocolate with bits of shortbread cookies and bee pollen. For whatever reason, I'll try anything once. But, oh, it's got to be delicious. Yes, I'm stuck with the white chocolate, but I'm pretty sure before Christmas that some more of them are going to come out. They're probably making them right now. Now, take a look at this. You know, they praise Kate Middleton for nothing. They praise her for nothing. Yes, they usually praise people when they do something impressive, but for Kate, she's being praised for not dropping that tiara. Let me show you what I mean. Take a look at this. What do you notice? In every photo, that tiara is listing to her starboard, right? It's listing to starboard. It's listing away from port and onto the starboard. And so, out of sheer desperation, not to embarrass herself, which, you know, she probably accomplished that by just waking up in the morning, not to embarrass herself, she did something that they are praising her for. I could just imagine what she, I could just hear that very clip English tone of hers. That what is that? That pretense of hers, where she pretends like she's from the upper crust. Oh, it's so annoying. Anyway, oh, thank you, Legs. That's also a possibility. Maybe one of her tracks came loose. But whatever that was on her head, this is what she did. She actually, oh, I don't have the picture from behind, do I? Oh, I don't have the picture from behind. She actually tied a knot with her wiglet or whatever it was. The very back of it, because it's a full circle, the very back of it is kind of tied to her head. And I think she did that in a pinch because she may have noticed that it was listing to one side. That is a big story in the Daily Mail, how clever Kate is for tying her hair. No, serious, that's it. Nothing else, just tying her hair. And that was supposed to be like the second coming. Yep, they made a big deal out of it. But I think for most part of the day, her tiara was on the verge of collapse. And this is why, you know, that face gets me every time. I bet you the guy just sitting there talking to her is so annoyed. He cannot figure out what in the world is she talking about. From the look he has on his face, like, get me out of here. I'm going to guess that she's probably talking about the early years. What do you all think? I bet she's talking about the early years. Also, yesterday, she did not curl her wig or hair or pieces. She went with straight hair. They praised her for that too. But she did get stuck behind that centerpiece again. Take a look there. Now you see her. Now you don't. First you see her. And now you don't. She disappeared behind a huge thing of flowers. And that just keeps happening to her for some reason. It happened with Macron. It happened with Trump. And I think this one was that when the president of South Africa came? Marisposa? Yeah. She was hidden behind the candles again. Kate views what is that? Kate views inherited wealth while a nation struggles to pay bills. And you know what? I forgot where I got this one from, but I think it had to do with she said something. I guess it's out of context now, but anyway, sorry about that. I don't remember now. Oh yes, and then there was this very impressive speech that someone else wrote for her, as usual. She didn't come up with it herself, but people are kind of questioning the content of said speech. Let me see. It says here that thank you for joining this Together at Christmas Carol service. At its heart, Christmas speaks of love taking from the simplest, most human ways, not in sentimental or grand gestures. Now, right there, it starts off stupid. It does. It starts off stupid. You mean to tell me at Christmas one should not be sentimental or grand? Most human ways, not in sentimental or grand gestures, but gentle ones, a moment of listening, a word of comfort, a friendly conversation, a helping hand, presence. Now tell me that don't sound like Chat GPT. What do they call it? These simple acts of care might seem small, word salad, but they contribute to the beautiful tapestry of life to which we all belong. Word salad. Christmas is a time that reminds us how deeply our lives are woven together. You know, if you have to ride the subway, if you have to get on the tube to go to work, trust me when I say, if you ride the tube at rush hour, you know how much we are all woven together. You also notice that some of us are a little frayed on the edges and quickly coming undone. You'll notice that too. All of this coming from someone who's never worked a day in her life, ever worked. And she's telling us what we should think about Christmas. Christmas is a time that reminds us how deeply our lives are woven together, just as the roots of of trees. She's back out in nature, you guys. just as the roots of trees share strength beneath the soil, unseen but vital. So too do we. I'm not kidding. That's what it says. So too do we. We are drawn by an instinctive pull toward belonging and connection. Who does she think she is? She did not write this. There is nothing about this speech that has been inspired about her or by her in any way. Whoever wrote it did not have Kate in mind. Even with all the rushing around in familiar traditions, there is a quieter sense of what it calls out in us. There is a softness to the season that reminds us of something easy to forget. Oh, Lord. And they love to accuse Meghan of word salad. Oh, anyway, that what we do matter. Our words, our choices, and even the ways we look out for one another, they ripple toward touching lives we may never see. No, you don't see people that you have touched. You don't see the people who go to the jobs and pay the taxes that support a feudal lifestyle called the monarchy. You don't see it. She who does not even carry money. You don't see it. We see it. You don't. At a time when life can sometimes feel fragmented or uncertain, the Christmas season invites us to remember the power of reaching out to one another with generosity of heart, understanding, and hope. This carol service offers a moment of collective togetherness, a chance to celebrate the spirit of community and service, and to honor the visible and invisible bonds that unite us all. What is this us stuff? You at the top of the pyramid. You've never worked. You've gone to the best schools. You even changed schools so you can be there for William. You fly private. Someone does your hair, all of it. Someone comes to your house and reach in your closet or reach inside of a laundry basket and just start pulling hair out. Somebody takes the time to lay all of your hair out on a table or on the bed, wherever they put it, and they wash it and launder it and clean it and then start sticking it back on your head. That's not how the rest of us live. We don't have nannies. We don't have a home in Sandringham, a home in Balmoral. We don't have a string of Peloponnes. We can't just call off for 172 days without there being some risk of loss of employment. We don't have that. Do you see Kate gave the game away? They didn't renovate. It was a lie. However, that lie of renovation was used to excuse why she didn't go to Earthflop. Thank you, Legs. Yeah, she didn't go because she wasn't welcome to go. She didn't go because it was a boys' night out type of thing. She was not welcome to go. Just like last time, she didn't go because of finals, because she had to be there for her son's school. And that's what's so ridiculous about this whole thing. that whole idea we put family first, that is the greatest excuse that they have used time and time again, is the whole family first thing. Because when you say that, nobody is going to question it. Then it is backed up by Rebecca English and her crew that are going to go on a campaign on all of the mediums out there, the media, every platform. They're going to go out there and further push the narrative that they're putting family first. They're raising the future king or future queen, depends on what you think about it. Okay, the time, care, and compassion you give, often quietly and unspoken and without any expectation or recognition, make an extraordinary make an extraordinary difference in the lives of others as the year draws to a close. I hope this season brings you moments of peace and clarity, and that you too feel surrounded by the same love and care that you offer so freely. Thank you for the warmth you have given and the kindness that you have shown and the quiet, constant light you bring to others. Wishing you a very happy Christmas. It looked like it say Chitlin, don't it? Does that say Chitlin? Her Royal Highness, the Princess of Wales. It looked like it say Chitlin, Her Royal Highness, Princess of Wales. It looked like it say Chitlin to me. Don't that look like it spells Chitlin? Maybe if I turn my head sideways. Now, see, if I turn my head sideways, it looked like it spells cattle. Maybe she misspelled it. It either says cattle or chitlin. Yeah, it either says cattle or chitlin. But either way, it does not say Catherine. Her Royal Highness Chitlin, Princess of Wales. Nope. Her Royal Highness Cattle, the Princess of Wales. Well, she is a bit of a cow, but yeah, I don't know. I can't figure out what it's saying there. Catheter. That's it. Catheter. It says catheter. She can't spell. Her Royal Highness Catheter. Well, that's good because she really does take the piss out of it, doesn't she? Her Royal Highness Catheter. Dad's a fighter. Okay. As I said yesterday, Thomas is in intensive care, so they say, in hospital after emergency surgery. Keep him in your thoughts. Now, if you recall, the last time Thomas Markle Sr. went into the hospital, I don't know that he had much to come home to. Remember that? Did he have anything to come home to? Because the way I heard it, it seemed like there wasn't much to come home to. Because I learned something the last time he was in the hospital. When Thomas Markle goes into the hospital, people go through your stuff, right? Yep. When you're in the hospital, people go through your stuff.
Thomas, I wanted to ask you about these vile individuals who refer to themselves as the Sussex Squad.
So I come to my dad's house and start going through it, and I look on YouTube, and my God, I see the
What was that? What was that? You went to your dad's house and did what?
Squad.
So I come to my dad's house and start going through it, and I look on YouTube.
You went to your dad's house and you started going through it. Aren't you supposed to wait until they call you and say, you know, I'm sorry to tell you this, but no, he couldn't wait for that. As soon as he hit the door, he started pulling drawers out, turning them upside down, allegedly, rifling through coat pockets and all kind of stuff that seems a bit out of order for someone who was just in the hospital for a routine something. And how dare you refer to us as the Sausage Squad?
Individuals who refer to themselves as the Sussex Squad.
So I come to my dad's house and start going through it, and I look on YouTube, and my God, I see the Sussex Squad and the Royal Sussex page on YouTube and the things they post, and that's where I found that disgusting video making fun of my father just because he's going to the Jubilee. I mean, and if you look on the Royal Sussex page on YouTube, you're going to see exactly whose it is. It's definitely Meghan Markle. And if it's not her personally, she's definitely paying somebody to do it.
So I went to my dad's house and I started going through it. That's interesting. Well, if it's not him, it's going to be some reporter from the Daily Mail who's probably gone through everything already. Well, you guys, we're getting to that time of year where we have to wonder, what was it in Owen Scobie's book Endgame that caused mayhem to strike the House of Windsor? And when I say the house, I mean one in particular, Kensington Palace, the Kensington crew. It seemed like Endgame caused William and Kate to just collapse. Between the two of them, they were inconsolable. So, yeah, it was something strange about that. We're going to have to go through that again one of these days where we just go through that whole timeline. I'll probably do it as a members only. Oh yeah, and this was the page that they've been running. I guess to try to drive the point. But this is the spot of bother that just cannot be ignored. That is Carolyn Graham, in case you've never seen her before. And yes, she is a daughter of Dixie. She's a Southern gal who somehow writes for the Daily Mail. I guess her conservative values are in alignment with the Daily Mail. And anyway, she's written some awful hit jobs articles against the Sussexes. She's the one who tried to barge her way into the Legends of Aviation Award and then accused that guy of not even being a real prince, and just a whole bunch of other things that she's done over the years. And it has been said that she and Thomas Markle Sr. are romantically involved. Yes, they said she climbed right up on top of Mount St. Thomas Markle and come down with Meghan's letter. I just hope she took a bath. Ugh. Ugh. I wouldn't want to be walking around smelling like that old wino. Ugh. Smelling like a big Yeti. And this is very odd. And, you know, I, like everybody else, I hope that one of these days there will be some type of lawsuit, because having a tabloid reporter in your home for days at a time or whatever it is, it the palace really should have put a stop to this before Harry and Meghan ever left the palace. It would have been up to them to put a stop to this. The palace should have gotten involved and told the Daily Mail, listen, stand down. They did not do that. I believe the Daily Mail was sanctioned to do every exploitative thing that they've done against the Sussexes. Everything. I believe that they have been given the green light. Ugh, I bet he stank. Ugh. But you know what? If there was any truth to them actually dating, when he's not with her, he looks very disheveled. But when he is with her, look at how he's got a nice haircut. He still looks like a big, fat, sloppy mess, but he looks like he's got a haircut. He don't have any stains running all up and down his polo shirt. It's like he took a bath, right? I mean, he does look neat compared to how he looks when he's not with her. It makes me want to upchuck when I think about them being romantically involved. Ugh, 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 I'm going to be sick. I mean, it just makes you want to barf. I don't ever want to think of Thomas Markle going at it with anybody, even that thing. Ooh, that's just gross. Okay, you guys, I think I got a couple more slides. Do you guys know who this is? This Chip off the old Chippendale dancer. Do you guys know who this is? I mean, this is eye candy galore. Now, if I heard that he was in some kind of dance review or something like that, I wouldn't think twice about it. This is the next, President, Prime Minister of the Netherlands. He is the next Prime Minister of the Netherlands. And by the way, he's 38 years old. He doesn't look 38. He looks like he's in his 20s. Well, on the right there, he looks, he's got this silver. But this is the next Prime Minister. Now, this is what you need to do when you want to get the vote out, okay? This is what Gavin Newsom used to be, okay? Years ago, this was Gavin Newsom. But it's a historic thing that he's going to be the first openly gay prime minister, maybe in all of Europe, I don't know. So that he's engaged. His fiance is a footballer. Yeah, but he's engaged. So, I don't know what to tell you. That is, he's probably the best thing that's come along since Justin Trudeau, or what is it, the president of Spain? Yeah, he's not bad either. But wow, when did they start electing people like this? Is there a stripper pole in his office? Does his office come with a stripper pole, or does it come with I don't know, with a you know how you have your at-home theater and you have all those movie candies and treats and stuff like that. I could imagine that his presidential office comes with a with a video game, with rollerblades, and a few other things. I'm just like, this is a world leader? Shut the front door. Yeah. Who, I mean, I just, yeah, that's what he is. He is going to appear in places like the world, what is it? The not World Trade, the NATO summit, right? And the UN, the United Nations. Look, when he go to the United Nations, I wonder if they're gonna play the new. I think the new national anthem for the Netherlands. You know what it should be? Boom, boom, ba boom, 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 ba boom, boom. My pony waiting for you. Come get it. Yeah, they should make what is that? My Pony. Is that the name of their song? Anyway, that's what they should make as the national anthem for the Netherlands. And then when they have their meetings, when they have like the opening of Parliament, they should give everybody some dollars. See if people need change. They should see if everybody need change, right? Yes, before the opening of Parliament, because I mean, let's face it, he can give a speech if he want to. You think anybody going to be listening? Do you think anybody's going to be listening? Everybody is going to be thinking the same thing. I hope he's got Velcro in that suit. Everybody's going to be waiting for him to just rip that suit off and expose a pair of chaps and all that other stuff that the strippers wear. I mean, it's going to be very hard to take him serious. Don't you think so? I mean, because, oh, yeah, sure, he'll be up there in the suit and tie and everything, looking very boyish and handsome. But everybody's going to be thinking the same thing. And that's what he looks like underneath all that stuff. Nobody's going to get any work done. His name, let me see what his name is. His name is Rob something. It's not Rob Lowe. It should be, but it's not. Remember Rob Lowe used to look like that? Although Rob Lowe still looks good. Rob Jetton. Yeah, Rob Jetton, if you guys want to look him up. The Dutch Prime Minister. Who is Rob Jetton, tipped to become the youngest Dutch Prime Minister? Okay. Boom, boom, ba boom, 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 ba boom, boom. I'm just what is that he say? Is it I'm just a cowboy or something like that? Yeah, it's going to be hard to get any work done. I'm just a bachelor looking for a partner, someone who knows how to ride without even falling off. Oh, man. Well, if you're going to Pride Day in the Netherlands, you better get your accommodations now because they are going to be booked solid. Yeah, if you're horny, let's do it. Ride it. My pony, my saddle's waiting for you. Come and jump on it. There you go. And that will be his speech when he opens Parliament. When at the opening of Parliament, that will be his speech. Mary H. What are you saying? Mary H. says, that's the point. Those old men should step aside for young men who look like that. Woo! Oh, man, that is funny. Wait till Melania sees him. Wait until Melania sees him. Or, wait, what's the daughter's name? Remember how she was looking at Justin Trudeau? Wait till she sees him. And of course, they're going to say, well, you know, he's engaged to a guy. So, what'd that mean? Let me see. Can we order one for the Oh, man. Okay, someone tells you you're weird. How do you reply? If someone tells you you're weird, how do you reply? My reply is, you just now noticed? That's the only thing I could say is, what took you so long? Okay. Okay, so one more. Ivanka, thank you. Yes, I walked away mid conversation. You were boring me to death, and my survival instincts kicked in. Don't you love that? Yes, I walked away mid conversation. You were boring me to death, and my survival skills, my survival instincts kicked in. I like that. Okay, you guys, I don't have anything else for you. That is it for now. Why do I get the urge to watch that musical Hair? I got the biggest urge to watch Hair. Either that or the Addams Family. She's creepy and she's kooky. She's altogether spooky. Their house is a museum, and when people come to see him, she got enough hair. Ooh, that's a lot of hair. Okay, you guys. I had fun. I hope you did too. Love you guys. I'll see you all next time. Thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. I got to go through and check some of those things to see if there's some people that need to be permanently removed from the Royal Sussex. But in the meantime, thank you everyone for being so supportive for the months and months and months of membership and so on and so forth. And I'm hoping that we hear from Lady Sussex really soon. Well, I told a couple of people in the family, I said, listen, do not buy any gifts. I said, I got some stuff to give away. I'm going to, I bought too much of the as ever stuff. So I'm going to gift some of it to family for Christmas. So I got some of my shopping done already. I don't want to get caught off guard and be last minute trying to do stuff. I need to make a trip to Costco. That's what I need to do is go to Costco. And I'm kind of, what do you call it? I'm kind of on the fence about putting my Christmas tree up, but it's almost like I cannot say no because my sister gave me this tree, so I have to put it up. So I just got to figure out where I want it. I'll probably just put it in the usual spot. But yeah, there's a lot of feelings attached to that tree. I had my old tree up last year, so I didn't bother with this one. But this year, this one goes up. Did anybody hear from Church Nellie? Church Nellie was there for her birthday, and then she kind of disappeared. And I went through all that to make up a song for her. That's an impressive library, isn't it? Mm. Let me see. Okay, thank you for that. Hey, Sequoia Farms, I didn't know you were here. You know, when I went to Cambridge, I actually went to their library. It was so cool, right? I saw it on TV before, right? And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I'm a huge fan of Sir Christopher Wren, the famous architect Christopher Wren. And they had volunteers at the Cambridge campus that day, and it was getting late into the afternoon, evening, and the lady said, "If you're going to go to the Wren Library, you have to go now because they take people in groups." And I was like, "Do you mean the famous Cambridge Library designed by Sir Christopher Wren?" And I started, yelling out all these little statistics and stuff. And she was like, "You've heard of it?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm here." But yeah, it was cool. It looked just like it looked on television. Beautiful library. It's like nothing's out of place. Everything looks the same way it did, what, 300 years ago? I believe that library is probably older than the United States, maybe. But yeah, I took an excursion trip to both Cambridge and Oxford. So if anybody ever asks you, just make sure you tell them, yes, he's been to Oxford and Cambridge. Even if it was for a day, I still went, technically. Yeah, I would love to. I would love to. I've been like saving certain videos and stuff, so when I'm ready to go, I can go and see what it was I was impressed about and I want to see it. So, yeah, definitely. That's what I do is I save clippings and articles, and I try to save videos, from tours and stuff like that, so that I can make sure that I remember what I want to see. Because otherwise, by the time I get there, I'll be like, oh, what was that I wanted to see? Oh, man. Let me see. Okay, good night, y'all. Good night, legs. We got to do a members only soon. And I got like all kind of clippings and stuff. Maybe we should save it for the 17th of January, the anniversary of or Christmas, when the last time Kate was publicly seen. But I always enjoy going over that stuff. But now I'm more convinced than ever before that whole little thing she did on the bench, that had to have been AI, because she made zero mistakes. Zero mistakes. And only AI is capable of that. Well, I shouldn't say no mistakes, because maybe it wasn't her, but it did make mistakes, like when that ring jumped from one finger to the next. Glitchy, glitchy. That was so odd, though. I'm always going to wonder, what was the point of that whole "Where's Kate Middleton"? What was the whole point of it? What were they hiding? Why did that happen in the first place? It just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and they were really going after they were going after Christopher Bosie really bad. I mean, they were all over him like a cheap suit. Because Christopher Bosie, he was like one of the main people that were like, this is AI. This is AI, and that is AI. They must have been really desperate to resort to something like that. How does a whole princess of the realm disappear for 172 days without one single confirmed public sighting? That is insane. Back in the old days of the royal family, they could send you to go live in a village somewhere or put you in some kind of sanitarium. But these are modern times. They don't just do stuff like that anymore, even if it looks like they should be there. Yeah, Legs, I'm going to guess the latter. Yep. They were trying to hide those knuckle sandwiches. What was that karate movie, Fist of Fury? They were trying to hide the Fist of Fury or something. But yeah, all of that got weird. I tell you, that got weird. But yeah, when I would love to have you and Hazel both working on that with me, and I'll get all the slides out and everything and put them in chronological order. Actually, I don't even have to do that. I just go back and look at the slides that I made already, because it's all there. It's all there. I tell you another thing that made them wet their pants. Remember when the Australian television network, when they had their little video about where's Kate Middleton? Oh my God, they panicked. And that's why it's so easy to believe that all of this is made up. The reason why it's so easy to believe is because after everything that they did and all the stuff they did not do, you really needed a good cover story. You really needed something at that point that would make people stop asking questions. And nothing could be better than illness, like some mysterious illness to the likes of which we'll never know the name of it. Wow, you watched it 6 times? Oh wow, God bless you. I'm glad you did. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go. Love you. I'll see you all next time. Happy holidays. Let's all look forward to a very special, merry, happy Christmas. Yeah, I'm going to put my tree up. I really want to put my lights outside, but it's too cold. And I usually put a lot of stuff out, but it's cold. So we'll see. I'm going to check and see when the next warm day is. And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make this place look like a winter wonderland. Hallelujah. That's so interesting. That is so interesting. I remember I kept saying it just did not make sense to me that you would announce not one, okay, but two surgeries on the same day. That announcement could be very destabilizing to people's confidence in the whole institution, right? That's why it didn't make sense. If they were not emergency surgeries, why did you have to announce them on the same day? That never made sense to me. And from that was the jumping off point for me right there. That was the jumping off point. The fact that they coupled that in the same day like that. I said, nah, something ain't right. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Something ain't right. Okay, I'm finna go because we'll be here a whole nother hour. All right, I'm finna go for real. Good night.